We're here at season end, which means everyone on top ladder is battling it out for the esteemed #1 global finish. The historic matchup between the familiar names Mohammad Light and PEDRO is back as usual. We've got Betfus, the 3.0 Expo cycle player who finished #1 in the world last season, and we're even seeing a new dark horse, Fan, bringing his 2019 minor balloon cycle deck into the spotlight. With everything on the line, it's time to witness peak competitive Clash Royale. Enjoy! Alright, into our first season end match, and it's going to be a legendary battle between two titans of the Clash Royale scene, Mohammad Light and PEDRO, both of which were world finalists in CRL last year, and both of which will definitely be contenders for the CRL World Finals this year too. So I made a season end top ladder watch party style video a couple of seasons ago, and it was very well received, with many of you asking me to bring this back and do it every season. So I was like, you know what, here you guys go, it is time. And today we're just going to be spectating all the pros, watching top ladder, and seeing just who is going to take the #1 spot. Mohammad Light playing minor boss bandit cycle without a poison, actually playing with the Evo Zap, and PEDRO playing Royal Giant, normally known as kind of a minor cycle player himself, but obviously these players, being world final level players, are of course able to play any deck at the top level. So if you guys would like to see more top ladder season end watch party content just like this one, make sure to leave a like and comment on the video letting me know that you'd like to see more of this style of content. It's going to be absolutely really fun to do every time. Just want to make sure you guys are enjoying it just as much as me. So we see Mohammad Light actually trying to take the lead with those spears, not going to happen, and PEDRO has a huge Evo RG push in the left with the fireball coming down on the Tesla as well. Can he sneak a hit in? No, he cannot, but the fireball will put him in the lead. I find Mohammad Light's deck composition very curious. I mean, Boss Bandit, one of the most broken cards in the game right now, of course. Every new champion they release is pretty busted, but I do find it very interesting and curious that he's not playing with the poison. He actually does have the zap, as you can see in usage right there. So kind of an interesting Evo combination, Evo Zap, Evo Ice Spirit, where the Evo Ice is very strong on defense and the Evo Zap can be used both on offense and on defense, where you can see right here the skeletons could get zapped off, but they won't. He's actually going to conserve his zap for the next push potentially. Mohammad Light does have the lead. In terms of this matchup, I think the Monk is going to be pretty crucial for PEDRO, because it's going to allow him to deflect Mohammad Light's spear goblins and logs if he needs them, while it's also going to protect the RG from the tower shots, of course, and also afford him the 3-card cycle. Mohammad Light does have the boss bandit, but PEDRO has lots of easy counters to the boss bandit. As you can see, he's easily cycled back to new Royal Giant with that 3-card cycle. It's going to be of the evolved variety. You might see a fireball down on those spears. Yes, we will. So a lot of damage coming in for PEDRO, but Mohammad Light, with the constant minor pressure, still maintaining his damage lead. And we will see an Evo Zap, as I suspected. He saved it for his next offensive push, and although that is a lot of elixir spent, you know, a 5-for-3 trade, -2 for Mohammad, he's going to get a bunch of minor hits, as well as the full extent of the Evo Zap unloaded on PEDRO's tower. So PEDRO just constantly resetting with these monks in the back, RGs in the back, trying to build up big pushes. You'll see he's never really going for these RGs at the bridge without any support. He will try and cycle back to multiple RGs and then go for the RG pressure. Zap forced on defense there for Mohammad. And you can see right here, I feel like having a poison would be much more useful, because right now PEDRO going for the overwhelm on defense. Mohammad Light's Tesla looking very precarious, but he is back to a 3rd Tesla in the span of 10 seconds while Zap cycling on the tower. And he actually is still in the damage deficit though, because I think PEDRO is just going to run away with the advantage in triple, since if Mohammad can't get a connection, all PEDRO really has to do is get his monk down, you know, get the deflection in to get some tower damage, and then he can also get a fireball down on Mohammad Light's tower, where Mohammad Light is kind of lacking the spell power, and actually the Evo Ice does get clipped by PEDRO's log, which is going to be game changing. Fireball comes down on the Tesla, buying PEDRO a last minute RG shot, and now he can easily cycle back to another fireball. That should just barely be good game, with the Fisherman whisking away that miner from the tower. Last minute fireball does come down for PEDRO, as well as the monk deflection too. So very intense battle between two of the best players in the world. Starting out the season end watch party video with an absolutely insane banger of a match. We have plenty more to go. We are hopping into the next match, and this is someone I really wanted to show you guys. His name is Fan. You might have heard of him. He is a balloon cycle player, and if you take a look at his deck, it is very much a 2019 deck with no cards changed. You know, the full classic Miner Balloon, Musketeer, Bomb Tower, Ice Golem deck, and he's currently playing against Dominic, the best lava player in the world right now. Going to be a very interesting matchup, and Fan does go for a snowball to get a very sneaky balloon hit, and no, the zap by Dominic will prevent that from happening, but death damage does come through, and a nice barb barrel cycled to tank those skeleton dragons. Fan, very much a contender for a single digit finish. I know he's wanted this for many seasons in a row. You know, he's the kind of player who will not settle for anything less than what he wants. So if he's going to go for a single digit, you know, rank 1 to rank 9 finish, even if he's guaranteed top 20 in the season end, he's not going to stop there. He's going to continue, and wow, the Valkyrie just barely does not walk away, and so that's going to be 1, 2 balloon hits, maybe even 3 if he's lucky, because that snowball just slows it down so much. In the meantime, this Musketeer DPSing down the Lava Hound, Bomb Tower clears the Valk, and Fan is back to a second Musketeer. Right in a second here, we'll also get a nice snowball on everything, and that's going to be no balloon hits, although the Pups and the Skelly Drags and support all gets on the tower, but that one push, the Ice Golem, Miner, Balloon, Snowball, I don't even know he had a Miner actually, but the Balloon Snowball was enough to just kind of take out Dominic's entire defense, and Fan defended super well himself on his own defensive end, BMing Dominic too at the tank, so they might have some bad blood between them, but this is going to be an absolute banger of a season end, because we have someone like Fan actually contending for top 10. This is going to be his game for 3,700 medals, so as you guys can see, even the most classic OG decks, Miner Balloon Cycle, being piloted at the top level by some of the best players in the world. So I was able to catch another one of Fan's games when he played against Pedro. Unfortunately, uphill battle against a player of this caliber in this matchup. Even though Pedro only has the Hunter as his air defense, the Evolution Hunter, as you can see in this sequence, was more than enough to fully shut down an entire push. And on the converse side of it, Pedro's Monk can deflect all of Fan's DPS sources on the RG, the Muskie, and the Bomb Tower. There's just no way for Fan to DPS down the RG in time and defend it. So with all that in mind, Pedro was able to take the win and advance in the ranks. Alright, I've managed to catch another match between these two legends. We've got Mohammad Light and Pedro. The rematch, running it back for take 2. Pedro still playing the same exact deck, RG Monk Cycle. Mohammad Light still playing Miner Control, so same archetype, but switching it up, playing the Little Prince instead of the Boss Bandit, so choosing to toss out the overpowered Boss Bandit for his favorite card in the game in the Little Prince. We will see how these deck changes will allow Mohammad Light to maybe get an upper hand and get his revenge, or will we see it do nothing and will Pedro continue his win streak to make it 2 in a row against Mohammad? Right now, big damage lead coming in for Pedro with that Monk deflection making it even more, so overall resulting in about 1,000 damage lead for Pedro, setting up with an RG in the back. Overall, in terms of deck construction, I would say that this deck does give Mohammad Light a bit of a better chance. It does seem to be a less offensive and more defensive oriented deck with the Evo Ice, Evo Cannon. I would say in his last deck, the Evo Zap was a pretty interesting pick to say the least, but it didn't really seem very viable in a matchup like this, and so I wasn't really fond of seeing it in these matches personally, so I would say he does have a better chance again at running it this time around. Pedro runs the Evo Hunter, and the beautiful Evo Cannon by Mohammad Light is going to actually knock that Evo Hunter into Evo Cannon range. The Hunter gets that shot off on the Evo Ice, making it useless, rendering it unusable for Mohammad Light on the defensive end, and it's actually so crazy how good the Evo Hunter is. I mean, that card can just literally invalidate any card in the game. It's actually absurd. And so right now, Mohammad Light goes for the Knight. Will he go for a spell? He hasn't revealed his spell of choice yet. I believe it will be either the Rocket or the Poison this time, which I also do like seeing more. We will see a Rocket on that Fisherman, not on the Monk. What I want to see is if Mohammad Light will ever have the balls to drop a Rocket on a Monk. I mean, it can be done, but if Pedro can react fast enough, he can, of course, deflect it back. So entering triple elixir, and Mohammad Light goes for a second rocket on that Fisherman, so that's 2 rockets, and suddenly Mohammad Light does scream into the lead because Rocket has the most damage per elixir cost out of any spell. Pedro does go for a log, trying to make way for that Monk, and also going for that Fireball cycle on the tower, but Mo, I believe, will win the spell cycle race, so it's kind of up to Pedro to break this defensive core and get a nice RG Monk punish coming in order to break through Mohammad's defense. If he isn't able to do so, it'll be pretty tough, and that log again clips the Evo Ice. 2 in a row where the log does clip the Evo Ice, but still going to be no hits. Right back to new cannon with that 3-card cycle, and the LP does indeed get on the tower on the left as well. Mohammad Light kind of struggling for elixir right now, but back to a 3rd cannon in what I would say was about 10 seconds. Just because that 3-card cycle is going so crazy, we'll see yet another log. Rocket on the tower, Evo Ice learning from his mistakes out of range of the log. Evo Cannon does come down, and that is going to be a beautiful one. Mohammad Light taking his revenge, saying that he's making a statement, wanting to be the #1 finisher over Pedro once more. Does get it back. I would say that deck gave him a much better shot than the last one, and that's going to be Mohammad Light's #1 in the entire world game, so he is going to be able to be #1. Pedro's going to fall, and taking a look at the leaderboard right now, it's not the end of the season, but with only a couple hours left, Mo has primed himself for a great spot. We've got a game between Issei and Fan. As you can see, Issei is actually surprisingly high. He's currently 3766, so top 5 in the entire world. I think he's actually top 3, and he's playing his own Boss Bandit Bridge Spam deck without a big tank, so no P.E.K.K.A, no MK, just Boss Bandit and Evo Eggsy, believe it or not. And look at that Boss Bandit, oh my goodness, what is that card? Even Fan cannot help but say wow, and just take a full charge to the face, putting him down 600 very early in this match. Cycling a snowball though, keeping patient, not letting his emotions or nerves get the best of him. So I believe, again, Issei's last 2 cards, I believe he is running the Evo Eggsy in this variation, and he is also playing with the Lightning, which is a pretty interesting choice, for sure, and will definitely be the best spell he could have had against Fan, because Fan, having the Musketeer in the bottom tower, he'll kind of be giving up a lot of Lightning value, and he kind of has to separate them to prevent that from happening, and Issei can kind of just get Lightning value on either one of them, either way, and get a lot of tower damage. So we're going to have to see how Fan's going to contend with this one. I believe this matchup, I actually don't know for sure. Fan does choose to just take that Barb Barrel hit to the tower, which I think might be a minor mistake, but I guess he was just kind of waiting to see what Issei would do, and he could react to whatever he played on his own Barb Barrel instead of going a bit too overzealous too early on. Very nice minor tank for the Musketeer, and just wants that Muskie to DPS down this Boss Bandit. And he's doing a really good job, as you can see, of controlling this Boss Bandit, and his Musketeer just being very patient. Evo Muskie will get on that Eggsy, but will Issei go for the Lightning on that Evo Muskie? No, he will not. Also playing patient, so very good match between both players. And now Issei does not have the Eggsy in cycle, so Fan goes full send. Ice Golem Minor Balloon in the left, with the Evo Snowball for Issei though perfectly lined up, and the Evo Eggsy going to do a great job of just shutting everything down. Not even death damage. Eggsy says, don't even dare get anywhere close to my tower for Issei, and that's going to be a very nice defense. Low HP bomb tower coming in so clutch, splashing on everything, and this is such a crazy match because I genuinely do not know which side this matchup goes to. I mean, Fan has great defense for Issei's cards. He has Bomb Tower, Snowball, Musketeer, but Issei does have pretty good defense for Fan as well. I mean, he has Ram Rider, Evo Eggsy, of course, and Evo Snowball, so it's not like he's lacking air defense whatsoever. That Ram Rider is both an offensive and a defensive utility, as you can see with the Snowball too. Fan can only really get death damage in every push, but if Fan wants to win this game with that early Boss Bandit dash by Issei, what Fan will have to do is get a balloon drop on the tower. By the way, let me know in the comments as well, guys, if you enjoy watching these bit more undershadowed, lower secret contender for the top finisher, I would say. I mean, many people would expect maybe either Mohammad Light or Pedro or someone like Riley to win the season, but there are all these other really talented players that I did want to make a special note of showcasing in my video. You know, players like Fan and Issei, both very talented players. Issei actually does have a #1 ladder finish with Bridge Spam in the past as well, so I just wanted to make sure to showcase that. Speaking of crazy plays, Fan with the Evo Musketeer on that Evo Eggsy, which will, or normal Eggsy, I don't know which one, but either way, will take it out, and Issei forced to overcommit so hard on this left side push. In the meantime, Fan is back to another balloon in the right, forcing out the Lightning, but the Snowball will come down and sneak a balloon hit on the tower, actually make that 2. Oh my goodness, so just like that, that beautiful outplay sequence by Fan. Not only did he have the Evo Muskie to snipe that Eggsy in the left in the first push, but also continuing the sequence with a new balloon after the overcommit on the left, which will sneak in a balloon drop on the right. And just like that, I believe Fan did run away with this game. Let's look at that beautiful placement, separating the balloon, or the bomb tower rather, and the Musketeer from each other so that Issei cannot get good lightning value on both, and that is just going to be a very easily defended push. Fan is once again back to a bomb tower, will place it right on top of everything so that the death bomb will explode on Issei's entire push too, and just like that, Fan is running away with this game. Beautifully played game by both sides. Honestly, Issei was putting on some crazy pressure and had a great lead, but Fan just outplayed him with the Evo Muskie and the dual lane pressure. Absolutely crazy things that I've seen. Once again, let me know if you guys enjoy watching these secret contender players who could actually easily finish super well, and many people might not have heard of them, so I want to showcase them in my end season video. Let's take a look at the leaderboard after that game. Issei was again creeping up in top 3, but after that will drop, and Fan after that game, so Issei's number 8, and let's check Fan's rank as well after that game, because that was a crazy win. That's going to be number 5, so Fan's single-digit dreams might just be on the horizon after many months. Alright, I've got another banger of a match for you guys. We've got Mohammad Light versus Issei. Mo playing from the number 1 spot on ladder, not wanting to give that number 1 spot to anyone. Issei, on the other hand, might I remind you guys, was top 3 a mere 5 minutes ago before he fell to Fan, so definitely don't count him out either. A very strong player in his own right and a contender for this match for sure. But I will say it is going to be an uphill battle against someone of Mohammad Light's liking, because Mo is the GOAT of Clash Royale and he is playing his best deck, this minor control version with the LP Evo cannon. I will say that I do believe this version gives him a better chance than the other weird Spear Goblin's boss bandit deck. I just kind of like this more with the big spell and with the Evo cannon in there. Overall, I just think it suits him better and his defense seems more on point. So I would say that Issei will have his work cut out for him in this match. And Mohammad Light doing a great job of avoiding those Eggsy axe swings, protecting his LP with a beautiful ability. Was wondering if he would pop that, and will get 1-2 night hits on the tower with a nice retarget by Issei onto that bandit. But still, bandit forced out. Issei kind of down elixir and down damage because Mo does sneak in 2 night shots. Plus, again, forcing out the bandit just means he's pushing the advantage and pressing the issue, forcing Issei to overspend. And a nice Ice Spirit does connect where he recognizes Issei does not really have much in cycle, or just doesn't want to spend that elixir when he's down so much to stop that Ice Spirit. So just slowly creeping in and getting that extra chip damage in, casually up about 1,000 damage in the single elixir rotation right now, and we'll be entering double very soon. Nice miner on the tower, forcing out a boss bandit by Issei, where a cannon on Mo's side will get a nice free +2 on the Ram Rider. So a little bit of pressure while defending there. Miner to distract Issei and force him to defend so that he can just get a nice positive trade on that Ram Rider. Kind of the name of the game for Mohammad Light right now. Just getting a ton of positive trades and forcing Issei to overspend. That way Mo can just kind of convert his elixir advantage into offensive damage, be it with the miners on the tower or even the rocket. So we'll see a prediction rocket right now. No, he will not, and I believe that is why we also saw Issei kind of stutter there, not immediately counter the miner, because this deck can very potently go for a miner plus rocket. And for example, if Issei goes for an Eggsy on the miner, that's a free rocket on the tower, so he has to be very careful there. And again, I believe that is why he waited. Yo, the Evo Eggsy does one-shot that Ice Spirit, rocket forced out, very nicely placed, and will be very well controlled by Mo on that defensive end. I was actually very worried for him after seeing his Ice Spirit fail and get one-shot by the powerful blade of that Executioner, but he will indeed be able to get everything sorted out with, again, the help of that rocket on defense. Beautiful Evo Snowball by Issei, but the Evo Cannon is there to match it, so Evos on Evos, and Mo is just taking no damage. His only damage on the tower right now is a Lightning and maybe a Snowball too, so I just think this is going to be such an uphill battle for Issei because Mo can cycle multiple cannons. Also, really nice miner, actually not on the tower, just trying to snipe that Eggsy, take it off the board, and will be successful in doing so. Evo Ice cycled in the back on the right, LP cycled on the left. Notice Mo's LP placements as well, by the way. Always going for these LPs in the opposite lane to Issei's weak tower on Mo's side, so Issei has the damage advantage of Mo's towers on the right, so Mo's always going for the LP on the left so that he can kind of avoid any lightning value on the right side tower. You can see that does actually take it right there, but all Mo's giving Issei in terms of lightning value on the tower is those single cannons, which is a straight -3 for Issei. Now goes for a nice LP, but that's only after he's already baited out the lightning, and he can safely go for that. Also a bit of an overspend forced out by Issei. Nice miner to pressure while defending, but that ghost is going to get close to the tower. Scales will come down last second. Mo can actually afford to take a couple of ghost hits, I think, because again, his left side tower is indeed more healthy than the right. So now Issei is again just down so much, and Mo is constantly going for these miners to pressure, chip out. Really nice Evo cannon by Mo as well. He's cycling these cannons so fast. I swear he's gotten like 3 Evo cannons down in the whole match so far. It's just insane how fast he's getting these around, and that's just so valuable on defense, being able to knock troops back reset charges like the Ram Rider's charge, and overall just getting a blast of damage wherever it's played. Eggsy, though, will be splashing that cannon. Mo's definitely back to another cannon right now. We'll go for that cannon. Nice lightning about to come down for Issei on the cannon, and LP as well as the tower, but still, Mo doesn't even need to do anything more on the tower. He's still going for the miners just for fun. Beautiful Evo Snowball by Issei to make some room, but Mo is ready with the reaction time, going for the Ice Spirit almost immediately, if not predicting that. In the meantime, that miner whittling away at the tower, just beautifully controlled by Mo. Issei almost had a chance with that last-minute snowball. Was very nice to see, but Mo not even missing a beat for a second, easily controlling the defense as well. And like I said, Mo is just such a hard opponent to get through with any deck if you just have to break through his crazy defense. And just like that, Mo is going to continue maintaining his #1 spot. If you take a look at Mohammad Light right now, easily #1 in the world, very confidently playing from the #1 spot in the world. If you take a look at the leaderboard right now, chokehold on the #1 rank by Mo, setting himself up for a beautiful position to be in for this season end. Got an absolutely crazy matchup for you guys. We have Betfus on the bottom against Fan on the top. Betfus, for the uninitiated, is widely agreed upon to be the best Expo Cycle player in the world right now. Just finished #1 in the world on ladder last season with 3.0 Expo Cycle. Fan on the top. Needs no introduction. We've watched quite a few of his games today, and this is going to be a great game. Two great players playing very classic OG decks. I can't believe we're seeing 2019 decks duke it out in 2025 top ladder. That's crazy. 6 years later. Honestly, absolutely love to see this. This is what makes season end so fun to watch for me. So Betfus with the Knight in the back. He's also noteworthy down about 600 damage. I'm not entirely sure why, but he just is, and that's going to hurt him quite a bit because in this matchup, you never really want to go down. Damage on either side is tough to recover from. Expo by Betfus, and I believe he does have Evo Archers in cycle. Ice Golem opposite, plus the balloon, and a beautiful prediction Barb Barrel. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe what we just saw out of Fan. Single-handedly kind of saving him from that lock, because that was definitely going to be a mini Expo lock if Fan did not predict those Evo Archers, but beautiful Barb Barrel, absolutely insane work. I cannot believe what we just saw. If Betfus just played them in a different spot as well, like maybe lower in the back right, that would have been completely avoided too, but of course no one could have expected that from either side, except for Fan, I guess. Absolutely crazy stuff. So he's going into double with a 600 damage lead, and honestly this matchup is pretty tough for Expo to break through, but it's also pretty tough for Balloon to break through if Balloon, or if the Expo player defends well. So it's very tough on both sides from an offensive standpoint. I mean, you look at the defense for both sides, right? Look at Fan right here. It does actually get a lot of damage with that Miner Snowball though, but Betfus does have E-Spirit Knight to kind of defend the Miners, Archers to stack on the board, which can't really get taken out except for Miner plus Snowball. He does also have two buildings, Expo and Tesla. Really nice Tesla as well, by the way, to pull that balloon away from the Expo and just keep it alive. We'll have to respond to this Musk. He does do so with the E-Spirit, and now Betfus has to either go for an Expo or throw a Fireball on the tower. We will see a nice split Evo Archers, which Fan just can't really do anything about. Nice Expo by Betfus. Evo Tesla as well does get that bomb tower caught, and now we have a double Evo push by Betfus with the Evo Tesla plus the Evo Archer helping out, and that is going to make room, but not enough. We'll see a low Ice Golem, which will definitely get fireballed off by Betfus here in a second. No, it will not actually. Looks like he's saving his Fireball to outcycle, go for yet another Expo, gets a mini Expo lock, and the Archers will deepest down that bomb tower. Will Betfus get an Expo connection? He desperately needs one. I believe now we will indeed see the Fireball come down, and he's still kind of down damage, but he's slowly closing the gap with this nice offense. We should see a last-minute log on this Ice Golem. Yes, we will, and Fan was not really ready for that, so that will be a couple hundred damage coming in, and Betfus now has closed the gap down to less than, or just about rather, 100 HP. But again, Skellies are actually not enough to defend this Miner, because the Snowball does come down. Really nicely reacted Archers by Betfus, and now, man, we are down by 200 on Betfus' side. I'm honestly rooting for Betfus because I wanted to finish #1 again. Of course, I play Expo Cycle, and he's an inspiration, but I cannot deny that Fan is playing out of his mind right now, actually maintaining a damage lead, although Betfus did take it back with that nice Fireball cycle. And again, one more interesting thing about this matchup is that the Fireball is a difference maker, but the Balloon just barely sneaks in that death damage. Betfus forced to fireball back, and Fan is actually still down damage, but slowly creeping in with these crazy balloons. He just managed to sneak in that death damage out of nowhere. Evo Tesla will come down for Betfus. Nice protection. The miner does clear a path with a snowball though. Another fireball for Betfus, and now Fan is actually in the lead. Even after the fireball, Log will make the difference, but 4 archers on the board for Betfus. eSpirit does catch the miner with the knight, but a snowball again makes through. Miner snowball is so hard to defend. It's actually pretty much impossible, and a fireball will come down for Betfus again, but we see another miner snowball on the skellies. eSpirit on the miner, not enough in time. Evo archers will not DPS down that miner. Muskie will get on the tower, and somehow, some way, Fan overwhelms Betfus and takes the win. An absolutely crazy twist of events, and just like that, that's going to be Fan pushing himself up, Betfus falling down, Mo still maintaining number 1, Pedro number 2. Insane leaderboard season end. Circling back to Issei, who has pushed up, but oh no, Rakan on the top, one of the best lava players in the world, currently handing Issei's towers to him, takes the first tower, ignores the entire ghost, and goes for the full send on the 3 crown. Issei gets the Evo Exi down, but Rakan with a zap just takes that Evo Exi out, and it came at exactly the wrong time. Unfortunately for Issei, the SK commentator's curse, easy 3 crown. Going back over to Fan, playing against Viper, the best Hog Exi player in the world, throws a snowball to clear a path and does get a balloon drop. Viper, though, does NATO over to the King as well, getting the King Tower activation. And guys, I've been informed that Mohammad Light is playing against Dominic, so I had to rush right into this match. This is the game for number 1 in the world secured, because I checked the leaderboard. Pedro is still below Mohammad Light, so if Mohammad Light wins this game, even if Pedro wins another game, it's not going to be enough, and Mo is going to get the victory. It looks like he is playing the same deck he was playing last time, although wait, didn't he have Skellies last time? So now he has the guards. Bit of a difference, and goes for the miner as well. Great pressure with the miner plus guards. Going to be a ton of damage on the tower for Dominic. That is down to 2724. In the meantime, Mohammad Light has the Tesla. Yo, he switched his decks. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it looks like Mohammad Light did indeed switch his decks and switch cards to choose a potential snipe, if not a favorable matchup in this game. Gets the Evo Ice on the balloon. I believe he is back to his LP as well for that balloon. Yes, he is. And will defend that, but Dominic will get a nice balloon drop as well. But this is absolutely crazy. We don't really see Mohammad Light sniping people very often, but right now, looks like it is going to be a flat-out snipe, possibly expecting... I think this would do well against both RG Monk and against Lava Hound, because I mean, Tesla doesn't get deflected by the Monk, whereas the cannon does, and guards do really good at DPSing down anything on the ground, including the RG, including the Monk, and the entire support pushes. So I think Mohammad Light genuinely did switch his decks to have a favorable position and matchup. Actually, he did tell me this when I interviewed him in a top 1 finish season before, where he actually did switch his decks to be favorable against any of the players that were around him. So it looks like that might be the case once more here. Very nice patience by Mo. You would think that he would go for a miner to support those guards and the LP, but instead letting Dominic go for the prediction Scalar Drags and not going for the miner just yet. Goes for it now, but it will get picked up by Dominic's guards of his own, and this balloon will get pulled over to the Tesla. Second Tesla being the Evo getting into play, and Mo does have the poison. This definitely feels, again, kind of like a snipe, where he just has a very favorable position, although Dominic is kind of winning right now, because I mean, it's pretty hard for Mo to get damage too. You know, Dominic does have the guards for the miner, is catching most of those miners with the guards, also has the Valk for the LP. Again, prediction miner for Dominic does catch, or prediction guards rather, does catch that miner for Mo, so Mo is having a lot of trouble breaking through Dominic's crazy defense. Again, Dominic is the number 1 level player in the world, has numerous number 1 in the world ladder finishes, so going to be a very uphill battle, and the Evo Zap plus arrows will take out that LP. Very important interaction. At the same time, Mo with the pressure guards miner at the bridge, forcing out the Valkyrie, but Dominic just can defend that pretty well, and Mohammad Light cannot stop these Lava Hound pushes from slowly chipping him away. He does get the poison down, will also be forced to go for a Tesla to pull this balloon back last minute, and he will not get it down in time. Yes, he will with the Evo Tesla. Oh my god. And the Zap, heart-stopping defense for Mohammad, but now he's down to below 1,000, and you can see the Goblin facepalm on the spectator side of Mo. This is actually shaping up to be an insane ending, and it looks like Dominic is going to possibly get away with this win. Tower down to 553 for Mohammad does have the LP 3-card cycle and triple elixir right now, though, so we might see some crazy pushes coming in. You know, pre-poison for the guards, Miner plus Log maybe, Miner plus Evo Ice, in fact. A nice LP ability by Mo to keep that LP alive. A second poison drawing Venn diagrams is Mo on the right side tower with another Evo Ice, or normal Ice rather, to get to the tower too. Miner does get through with another poison on the tower, but that looks like it's going to be the beginning of the end for Mo. Lava is going to get onto the tower, and even though Mo does retarget it with the Ice Spirit, it's too little too late. Dominic has the Evo Zap, has the arrows, and takes the win over Mohammad. Crazy twist of events, and the number 1 finish does not go to Mohammad. It indeed is going to go to, let's take a look at the leaderboard right now because there are like 10 seconds left. It's going to go to Pedro. Oh my god, so Pedro number 1, Rakan number 2, Wallace number 3, Mo falling to number 7. Fan got his single digit finish. Absolutely insane twist of events at the end.